gather all the content that you have now. Gather the content that you have now and upload it. So, if you're brave, which I know you are, ask it what it thinks about what you did. Ask it what's the tone that's carried throughout all of these different messages. I'm serious, put your social posts in there, put your email nurtures in there, every communication that you've ever done, put it in there. Ask its opinion. Like any good friend, you know what it's going to do? Tell you. It's going to tell you the truth. It's not biased. It's not what I showed my mom or my baby sister-in-law, Tracy or something, and they said it was wonderful. It's going to tell you. And then you can ask how it compares to other people in your field that have done the same thing. And it's going to tell you. And you can do this tonight. So gather it and put it in. Share the examples that's the putting it in there. Your prompts. So that's teaching it the tone, teaching it your voice, teaching it your why. Tell it your why. Tell it your differentiating factors and say, incorporate this in all of the content that I just gave you and give it back to me in a consumable fashion. Boom. Done. You may all be small businesses that I work with are not doing it to this level yet. And you can. I already mentioned being specific, not being a generalist. It's okay, it's very smart, and they'll understand you when you're very specific. And then continue to review and refine. So that was section number 1. Was there anything helpful in there? Had a good time together? Yeah. All right, good. I don't think that. All right. A standout business needs to stand out online. Now listen, this is really important, and it's also not earth-shattering. Let me pause for dramatic effect. You gotta be where people are looking for your products and services. You also don't have millions of dollars of marketing money. So how do you do it? You know what a lot of it comes down to these days? All of your listings across the web, all of the places that have information about you, you gotta get in there and update content. You gotta have user-generated content. Every job you gotta get reviews. There has to be fresh content on a weekly basis. The moment there's not, it's seen as stale and of growing irrelevance. It's not just about claiming your listing on Google Business Profile. It's like, so what, now what? Okay, so you did that, now what? Are you putting in content? Are you adding photos? Are you updating hours? Are you in there every week just adding some piece of content? Are you doing the same thing across Yelp, Do you have a platform that makes it easy for you to do that? That centralizes everything. You go to one portal, make changes and syndicate across the web, making your life easier. Those are readily available these days. Make yourself accessible. Know where your business is listed. And then obviously the other option, which is the most expensive, the top of paid. Given financial constraints, what I would implore you is this. If you do spend money on paid ads, don't bother doing it if you don't have a CRM or a really good automated follow-up plan. Small business, on average, wastes 51% of the leads that they pay for. By waste, I mean they don't nurture them, they don't covet them, they don't embrace them, they don't work them until they convert, like big businesses do. If you're going to spend money on advertising, make sure the back end is in order. Get yourself a CRM. Get yourself some marketing automation tools, right? It's vital. It's so vital. The other thing I would say is don't forget the easy to do business with part. Embrace online scheduling. Scheduling of appointments, or at the very least scheduling a time that's good for you to call them back. Too much is missed in small business. Too much is spent. The waste is incredible. And who agrees Google's not cheap? Right? Not cheap. May be effective, but it's not cheap. I really wanted to spend probably the majority of the last 15 minutes that we have together on it. Okay? So how is AI changing the online game? Everybody knows that for Google, for Yahoo, one of the most important things that you had to do was syndicate the information about your business across sort of the 50, 60, or 70 most popular aggregator sites that there are, databases, Better Business Bureaus, Yelps, Google's obviously, social media, etc. The same company everywhere, so your information has to match. Everybody knows that, right? And there's obviously software platforms that will help you with that. But what about with the growing percentage of people like myself that search on ChatGPT? Did you know that people are doing small business searches there now? They sure are. And you know who a lot of people that are doing small business searches on there are? People with a lot of disposable income to spend on your stuff. I'm serious, those are the people that are making that because they're using it at work anyway, and they don't have to leave there. They don't have to leave there to go to Google. You don't have to leave anymore. Can I show you some pretty cool stuff, a way to figure out? You're gonna think this is crazy. You know ChatGPT will tell you how it feels about your business. It'll tell you what you have to do for it to feel better about your business. Can I show you something real quick?
Yes.
Here, Randy. Ah. All right, so let's come out here. Can we do say I have a roof leak in Naperville? Is that okay? Let me say, who should I hire? Not to give me a roof leak. My psycho son can do that. Oh, this is recorded, right? Sorry, Kyle. Sorry. So you see it's scouring the web, similar to how a Google algorithm will work. But look at this. Any roofers in here? One? Okay, awesome. Was there more? Any of you serve Naperville? Okay, excellent. Well, is any of these you? No. Okay. That wasn't meant to embarrass you. I was meant to say we can help. We can help with that. So what's most important here, so it served these back, right? And it's telling me some of the reasons why they're served back. And then I'm going to say, I know I spelled it wrong. So you would do this for your own business, right? Happy Roofing. Why? Stellar reputation, 5.0 star rating with over 150 reviews, that's rare. No upselling, no one for being honest. It's actually reading the reviews and the feedback left about this company. It's not just reading their website. Local and specialized. They're Naperville based and focus. You gotta move to Naperville, you get more Naperville business. They're Naperville based and focused specifically on roofing, not general contractor, extra services. They also handle skylights and gutter work, etc. They seem to combine integrity, specialization, da 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 da. Now, let me go back up here. So these that they kick back, you want to know what the hack is? You see the sources thing? Click on that. That's everything that ChatGPT used in their consideration set. That's where it says they went to Reddit. That's where it says they went to Google. They went to the website. That's where it says they went to Yelp. They went to the Google business listing. So it's actually giving you the roadmap of where it searches to come back with the answers. And you could continue to ask it questions ongoing. How many reviews should I have compared to my peers if I want to show up better in your searches? You could never do that with Google, could you?
No.
This thing is dying to sound so smart that it wants to give you all of the answers. Is that pretty cool?
Yeah.
Right? So if you ask it for your industry in any category, any geo that you want to serve, who would they recommend? It's going to show you. Click on the sources, see where those people are that you aren't, and start working on it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's literally giving you gold right there. It's telling you it's a roadmap for success that many people don't know exists. That's pretty cool, right?
Yes.
And you might say, well, Grant, it's not, the majority's still on Google. Yeah, today, how fast is this moving? You could get first mover advantage by understanding how to dominate on here. And by the way, if you do this same search on Google, where you speak to it like a human and say, who should I choose? You know what comes back? 2 sponsored ads, and then a Gemini answer that looks exactly like the ChatGPT answer. Only you know what they don't give you? The sources. But if you run these against each other, I'll give you a little secret, the results almost match. Which means that many of the things that you should be doing for traditional SEO to rank well are of equal importance to ChatGPT right now, to Copilot right now, to Gemini right now. So things such as locking down your listings, lots of user-generated content, nothing stagnant. There's other very important things that I can give you as well that you want to write down. You want to make sure that you have the right schema on your websites. Really just organized, that is easily consumable for all of the bots that travel through your website, that travel through all the web pages that you have. In addition to that, other things that seem to be really, really liked are being talked about on forums like Reddit. You know why? Generated content, real people talking and answering real questions. Also, if you can incorporate on your website a very extensive FAQ section about your products and your services. Very extensive. You know why? Why would they like FAQs? Yeah, exactly. There's a query it's like a direct answer, and then they'll pull you to the front and answer that. And they'll always have a link to the source, which is your website. Does that make sense? Is this helpful?
Yeah.
Right? All these tools, if you just know how to grasp them, they're right there. All right, Randy, let's hop back. Thank you. It's kind of like the wizard behind the curtain. Thank you, Randy. Excellent. You'll also see social media, right? Posting is important. Again, not to sound repetitive, user-generated content. You need to either hire somebody or do it yourself across all of these platforms. I would suggest getting a singular platform that has a CRM and some of the other tools that you want, that also gives you the ability to put stuff in one place and syndicate. Whether it's for social media, have it automatically give you AI-generated ideas for Facebook, for Instagram, for Twitter, etc. One concept, and it builds and sends it out. The other thing that I would implore you to do, which again is user-generated content, when somebody leaves a review, find a system to know that they left you a review and respond to it. It's of massive importance. All of these search engines, all of these vestibules to connect buyers and sellers want to see you responding to online reviews in addition to just having a lot of reviews. The final thing I'll say on reviews, be honest. Don't just build 150 that are 5 stars. You actually won't rank as well as if you have 4.6 out of 5 stars. Because you know what they think it is? A bunch of baloney. Like you went to your family members and they wrote all those reviews, or you paid people, or you only send review requests to happy customers. It actually doesn't help you, I promise, as somebody that does this daily. So be legit with that. So you're all aware a lot of this we already covered, so I'll try not to be too repetitive. I will say that one of the more affordable ways to advertise versus advertising on the big G would be a Facebook, would be an Instagram, would be a TikTok. You'd be amazed. I mean, even for my business, we pick up a lot of opportunities and a lot of customers off of TikTok. If you asked me if that was possible, I would have said no. I would have said that's silly. That's what my daughter just goes brainless, drooling over. You know, there's no business application. There is, and it's really affordable compared to the others. So I implore you to try new avenues, right? Where you can have a bit of a first mover advantage, where it's not so, the prices haven't gone up because it's so flooded with people in your categories. Targeted advertising works. The nice thing about social is they understand the sentiment and the intent of the people. So if you created an ICP, if you haven't, do it, an ideal customer profile, know who you want to go after, use social to target them. You really can't do that on Google. You can't get that niche and that specific on Google with the type of person, the interest that they have, etc. It's a really good way to bring in people that fit your ICP, and that way when you deliver the excellent service that we visualized before, when you implement some of those changes, they'll bring people like them. That's a very efficient way to grow. Wedding cake ladies doing very well. So generate sales and fans, right? So this is where the rubber meets the road. The recipe to turn attention into sales. This is where I want to spend a second. So you heard me mention before how about half of the leads not cared for properly that you spend so much money on. Okay. So lead generation, how do you simplify it? You simply expand your exposure on the web. You increase your placement across places in non-paid avenues by adding user-generated content. A centralized platform, we spoke about having a centralized platform is critical, right? It's critical because if you're keeping a CRM, you need something that will enable you to do something with that information. You need to be able to contact them. And then how do you contact them? And when do you contact them? And who do you offer what? There are platforms out there that help you do that. Automated follow-ups. Who here, be honest, has a really solid system of automated follow-ups and perpetual nurture streams to not only convert leads in the first place, to schedule leads, to tell them they didn't show up, to send out reminders, but also post-sale to automatically generate reviews, and then over the course of the next 5 years have touch points with those people to bring them back. That sounds like crazy, right? There really is affordable software out there now, very affordable for small businesses. It's been taken from only agency level, only big business level, like the HubSpots that are like sort of unaffordable at scale to do this kind of stuff with. There's a lot of software right now that can help you do just that, with people to help you build it out, and it's really important because you spend a lot of money on leads, so you have to covet them. And what's the most efficient way to grow? Remember this, it's 7 times more efficient to grow with your existing customer base than it is getting a new customer. And you all know that. But the question is, what do you do? I would make it a priority to figure out how do you perpetually nurture and bring back the customers that you've already served once. The other thing that for many, and this varies by industry, so I have to use generalities because of the broadness of the group, but most people that spend money to generate a lead online, if you only serve that customer once, it's almost a lost leader, right? You can grow the top line revenue, but the bottom line profit won't grow unless you bring them back again, and again. Automated invoicing and